Good evening, you lovely lot. We've all changed. Ben has gone home, so I've come over here and Craig's over there. At least we know we're not going to get hit with a foam hammer for the rest of the day. So there has got to be some advantages. We will miss him, but there you go. And if you want to know what we're talking about, watch back our wake-up call from this morning, right at the very end, from about half 12 onwards, and you'll understand what we're talking about. Right, well, thank you for coming and joining us here on Crafters TV. It's lovely to have you with us. Now, as you saw at the beginning, this is one of our Stars and Stripes specials, and this is a Foilpress Stars and Stripes special. So it's all about the foil press, all the accessories and everything you might need. And I'm not going to do anything about the foil press because I don't do the foil press. Actually, I watched a bit of Craig's show this morning and I think I probably could do the foil press. But we have an expert in the house. They let me do my flowers. I like doing my flowers. So our lovely Craig is going to do everything foil press related, aren't you, Craig?
I am indeed. And actually, do you know what? Depending on what you create, the flowers are going to go well with some of the foiling that you do. They would work really, really well. So yeah, it is the Stars and Stripes. It's all about getting you the most incredible deal we can possibly give you when it comes to accessories and even the foil press, like Corrine said a moment ago. However, what we will do is we will be doing some bits of foiling throughout the next couple of hours. That's going to give you a head start to tomorrow's show, the middle show with myself and Corrine, where it's going to be Crafty your Stash, which is all about the foil press. So the doors have been open wide for that one. I'm going to be using so many different past and present foil press stuff for that one, but that is tomorrow. Today is just about giving you the best deal, and we're going to be sneaking in some foiling too. That would be really, really good. So if you've got any questions, send them over. I'll share them with Craig. We'll do what we can tonight, and anything that we don't do, we can see about rolling over till tomorrow's show when it's all about that craft your stash. Loads of you are with us. We've got our Grace on the socials. Hello, Grace. And we've got Sue Cummings in from Chestertown. We've got Vanessa from sunny Florida. Now, we've got Alicia Gordon. She said, good afternoon and greetings from Arkansas. Good afternoon, Alicia. Getting lunch at a food truck while listening to my favourite channel. That's really nice to know. Grabbing fried catfish fillet with fries and coleslaw. Oh, that's something that you would see on Guys' Diners, Drive-In and Dives on the Food Network. Yeah, that's a bit different. Catfish fillet. Yeah. Never had that. Seen a catfish. Hubby's caught a catfish. But I've never had catfish fillet. Enjoy. That's very different. She also says, I've not used the foil press in so long and I truly need a refresher now that I have the Gemini 2. Well, Craig is going to be using the Gemini 2 and he's going to show you exactly how easy it is to use, and it's actually made it a bit simpler. I think Craig's nodding. Yeah, so there we go. Gareth Dobbs says, hello everyone at CTV and in the chat. Well, hello, Gareth. Anne Cagle is also here from Arkansas. Alicia Gordon, she said hello, Corrine and Craig again. Elaine Barton says, hi, everyone. Stephanie Theodore says, afternoon, everyone. Corrine, Craig, and foil press friends. And Christine Mahoney says, hello, everyone. Hi, Corrine and Craig. Mr. Foil. Foil me some inspiration. Oh, we shall do our best. There we go. Right, I'll keep looking at your comments, checking what you say, but first I want to show you our pick of the day. So this is the last pick of the day for the week, this week. This will be gone at 1 minute to 11 tomorrow morning, and then we will start with our weekend wonder. So if you do want this pick of the day, now, this is your last live show to get this, and what a deal it is. So, you've seen us using our tri-blend. So you've got your these are your normal tri-blend with the chisel tip, not chisel tip, the bullet nib. That's the one, that's the word, thank you, bullet nib. So you've got 2 packs. You've got your original pack and then your sort of like your extender pack as well. Now, the 2 packs together should be $240, just about $120 a pack. But we're going to give you them today for $119.99. In other words, you buy one
and you're going to get one totally free. But look at that. If you are doing that, it's going down to half price, $95.99. What's the points like on this then if it's a pick of the day? Double points. I was like, it didn't say it on the screen, and I thought it probably was. Pick of the days. All our pick of the days always give you double points. So it's like you're getting the points for both boxes, but you're only actually paying for one of the boxes. So I think that is a tremendous deal. So you'll get just shy of 200 points, but you'll actually only spend $95.99 if you are platinum, or just a cent short of $120 if you are not. But I expect most of you are. So just to show you, you've got all these gorgeous colours, and it's the easiest way to show you. Now the thing about the tri-blend pens, it's what they say, 24 pens in each set, but that's giving you 72 colours, 144 colours across here, 144 colours all the way. So what you've got is you've got 3 colours. It would be nice to know that the full boxes, and you will be, and they are complementary. They're all of the same tone. So this one is earth brown. You've got earth brown 1, 2 and 3. They don't always follow consecutive, but they do. Let me see if I can find one. There we go. That's a case in point. Ice grey blend, IG2, IG4, IG5. So they're just going to gradually go up that sort of colour spectrum so that you can blend them perfectly. If you want these, like I say, double points, and it's your last chance to get these today before they go back to full points. Now, that's your pens, but we actually have a mystery bag for you, and wow, what a deal we have got. This is a Foilpress show, so I'm suspecting it might be a Foilpress mystery bag.
You're wrong.
Am I?
No, you're not. You're right. Of course, you're right on that one.
Oh, I was like, okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one, Corrine. Sorry.
I'll let you off.
Absolutely. We've got my mystery bag here when it comes to the Foilpress, but it's not going to be mystery for much longer. Look at your price, $35, but look at the usual price, $127.91. Now, if you're good with the maths like I'm not, but Corrine is, tells you on the screen you're saving $92.91. Now, if you're platinum, that then goes down to $28. The first 2 items I'm going to show you covers the cost of the mystery bag at today's price of £35 down here. So what you are paying for is you're going to be paying for your Leon frame. Now this is a dark grey. That lets you know that it foils, but it also cuts as well. So it's a slightly different combination on your Foilpress platform that we will use it within this show to show you. Just to let you know before I go any further, a third of the stock of the Foilpress mystery bag has gone. We did have a look at it this morning on Wake Up Call. It's not been seen since Wake Up Call, and a third of the stock has gone, so keep that one in mind. So you've got that one that foils and cuts. Now you're also going to get the doves, or the lovebirds. Now these ones here, together, they come to just over that $35 mark. So as you can see there, already covers the bag. Even better though if you're platinum at $28. Now that's what you're paying for essentially. What you're going to be getting for free is a full 5-metre roll of paper craft foil. Now just to say, it's a high likely chance that you're going to get champagne, but just in case, you might get a different colour, but most of you will get champagne. We don't have one here because it's an American colour, but I've just popped in one of our paper craft foil. So it will be a paper craft foil you get with a high chances of it being champagne. Just in case maybe not, then you'll get one of the other foils that is still your paper craft foil. So that's free, and you need that to foil, so it's good that you've got that for free. You've got the floral trail here, so you've got a lovely little corner. Now that one foils, so you can then be going in with any of your paper craft foils onto so many materials. You're then going to be getting the love heart. So that one there, as you can see, it's dark grey compared to your silver of your Foilpress stamp. So that lets you know that it foils, but it also cuts as well. So that's coming to you.
Is that the key?
That's the key. Right. That's the key. It does tell you, it's got like a little blade symbol at the top there to let you know that it cuts. But the key is, if you're ever unsure, your ones that just foil are your silver, and the ones that foil and cut are your dark grey. So that's the
Perfect.
difference
Thank
between
you.
them. So that's where you've got the difference visually when it comes to the two of them. So they're free. Now you're also going to get With Love. So that's a foiling stamp. So you've got that beautiful sentiment that's going to go on so many different materials, I said before. Think of cello bags, think of favour bags, you know, think of ribbons, big thicker ribbons. Absolutely foil onto them. That's free. You've then got another foil and cut, which is the Provenance frame. We might have a look at that one as well. So as I said before, it foils and cuts. So the outer edge cuts, the inner aperture cuts, and everything in between beautifully foils. So that's for free. And then you're going to get your Provence border and corner. So you're going to get them ones to do your framework. Once you've done one corner, you can foil the second corner, then the third and the fourth separately, and it won't affect the foiling you've just done.
Doesn't dull it or remove
Nothing
it?
at all, or remove it, nothing like
Brilliant.
that. So you can do your four corners. And same with if you're using the border, you could do all the way around if you want to. It's not going to affect the foiling. That's for free. And then you've got your Leon border and corner as well. So nothing stopping you from mixing and matching, but that's in there for free. Anything like these ones as well, say you don't have the foil press or you want to be a little bit creative in the creative flow, you can run these through with your Gemini plates and the embossing mat, and then the detail of the foil press stamp will emboss into your card. So if you do it with black card, go over with any of your gilding wax, or if you do it onto white card, go over with any of your inks. That looks absolutely incredible. But these are all foil press stamps. They look like dies. We'll call them stamps because you don't have that really narrow cut line like a die has. It's a bit wider depending on the actual design. So for $35 or for $28, you're going to get what? That one that's free, that one that's free, that foil and cut that's free, that foil sentiment free, that foil and cut heart, which is free. You're going to get the floral, which is free. You're going to get your 5 metre in length, which chances are be champagne. That's coming to you for free, and it's a paper craft foil. You're going to get these two. These are essentially what you are paying for. The Leon border frame work, which is your foil and cut, and then you've got the love birds, well, they're actually called love doves, that foils as well. You're paying for them. You're getting everything else for free with a saving of $92.91.
That is amazing value. That's about 72 and a bit %. So
That's what I thought, exactly.
I mean, I love Craig's face.
That's exactly what I thought.
That's good.
I was just seeing if you'd come up with that too.
Oh, that's all right then. You were letting me check.
I'll let you do it, yeah.
You were checking my maths.
I'll give you the glory on that
Can
one.
you imagine though, if you walked into a store and it said 70% off,
I know.
you'd be going, yes please, wouldn't
Of course
you?
you would.
Absolutely amazing, amazing value. Now, if you got the mystery bag and you thought, yeah, brilliant, I'm going to get some foil, but I want some more, then if you want this one, you're going to have to be really, really quick. It's effectively how you look at half price, buy one, get one free, whichever way you want to look at it. This is the Aurora, that's that one, and the Holly as well. Now, Craig, you foiled with Aurora earlier, didn't you? I remember.
Yeah, and I'm going to do it again.
You're going to do it again. You rebel, aren't you?
Yeah,
Just
I
keep
am.
going. So there you go. If you want these, your platinum price is $3.99. Absolutely amazing, amazing value. As I said, buy one, get one free. So that's good. Now, we have got a set of 5 foils. Again, all at half price. Oh, what have we got? We've got champagne, pink, rose gold, red shimmer, and sparkle. They're lovely, aren't they? They're again half price. You're going to be paying $12.47 or $9.98 if you are platinum. So that is amazing, amazing value. I mean, 25 metres of foil in there for $9.95. That's pence per metre. Absolute pence per metre. Right, now, we've talked all about the foil press, and it's all right having your foils, and it's all right having your foil stamps. I nearly got it right then. But what you actually need is you need your foil press machine. Now, looking at the comments, lots of you have got this and haven't actually got it out of the box. I'll go through your comments in a minute because there's lots of you here. But please, please, get it out of the box. craft along now with Craig. Craft along tomorrow with Craig, but get it out of the box. This should be $159.99, but today it's $111.99. You're saving $48. You know, nearly a third off. But if you're platinum, look, I mean, you get the biggest price decreases. Look at that. $89.59. So absolutely brilliant. If you think you fancy getting the foiling, then please pick this up right now. So just go to Craig in 1 minute. We shall just say we've got You Expressions by Candy says hi to everyone from Portland, Oregon. We've got Betty Gossel here. We've got Elaine Barton. She loved your Facebook show earlier in the week, Craig.
Oh yeah.
Vanessa says, goody, I have not used my foil press in a long time and agree she needs a refresher too. Cindy is saying hello from Lake Ozarks in Missouri. Deborah Blanchard says, looking forward to this presentation. Have had my foil press for a few years and never used it. There you go.
Okay, hoping
I get inspired. Love these shows, using things from our current stash. Thank you. That's what we wanted to do. This just gave us the perfect opportunity to almost like stop, reset, and then go again. So Kimberly says, Craig, thank you so much for doing a foil press show. I love watching your demos. Oh, Anne Cagle says, Corrine, catfish and fries are Southerners' fish and chips. Catfish being a favourite here. Similar flavour to Talipa, I think, to me. That's what she thinks. You Expressions by Candy says, I think I'm going to order the pick of the day because I use mine on almost everything and I'm on to the point where some are in need of replacement. She's done about the pens. Absolutely. I originally paid full price, so this is a steal. Plus, it will allow me to give some of them as trial gifts to friends. What a lovely thing to do. Gwenda Gee says, I used my foil press last year to make my Christmas cards using the Christmas foil dies. They came out beautiful. There you go. What did Vanessa say? Good to know. She needed something that was good to know that. I'm not sure what that one was. Betty Weaver says hello from Idaho. And Roseanne says hello from Massachusetts to Corrine Craig, the entire CCTV team, and all my crafty friends. Our Johnny and Liam in the gallery said hello too, so there you go. Right, okay, Craig, sorry about that delay.
Okay.
It's over to you.
Right to you. So what we'll not do within this show, because we touched upon it this morning, we'll touch upon it tomorrow. We'll not go into all the nitty-gritty about the buttons and what does what and that, because if you do want to have a quick refresh, you can go back to Wake Up Call this morning, or we'll go over it in a bit more detail tomorrow. So let's just dive straight in here. I'm going to go in with one of the big background outs, and in actual fact, I'm going to change it to my favourite one, and this is the softly swirling background. This is one of my absolute favourite backgrounds. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to get this one off the backing. Now, I've got my foil press stamp, and just to say, Corrine, the amount of times I still refer to them as dies as well, so you will still hear me say dies, because it's kind of like automatic that you got to say that. I've got my white multi-purpose cardstock here, and I've got some of that, I think it was the silver shimmer that was in that 5-pack. So we're going to go right up to 45 here. If you are completely brand new to this, we do have so many other shows back on our YouTube you can also go back to, but you do also get a matrix that I talk you through. Kind of briefly done it within Wake Up Call. I'll do it again tomorrow, but you've got this guide here to start you off. So when it comes to the big background, we're going to go in 45 seconds, I'm going to put it on my platform, and then I'm going to do my carbon plate, and we're just going to set that on the top. I've gone in and pressed start. So what happens with this, Corrine, is I've got it on low temperature here. As I explained this morning, I've only ever used low.
Yeah.
Now, the heat, the temperature never changes. It's the amount of time that your foil press stamp is on. So the larger the foil press stamp, the longer it gets.
Yeah.
The smaller the foil press stamp, the shorter the time it gets. Doesn't matter whether it's something like that or it is something as small as that. It's still low. It's the exact same temperature.
You just
will
do it a fraction of the time.
Yeah.
Does that plate very similar to our double-sided plate? Very
similar, yeah. And actually, I'm glad that you reminded me on that one. Please don't get them mixed up. You know, keep this one. This one is blank. So therefore it is for your foil press. The double-sided die plates do have Gemini written on them. Completely different material. Please don't get them mixed up.
It just from a distance look very similar.
Yeah, they really, really are. So we're going with our foil, so it's a shiny side facing downwards, and then I'm going to go in with my white multi-purpose card, and then I'm going to go in with my carbon plate. We're just going to slide it out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go and feed it up to our Gemini. So we're going to go in, and now we're at a bit of an angle, but hey, it's still going to go. Now, if you were using your original Gemini, your OG white Gemini, you would notice you would need the extender plate. You don't need your extender plate for the Gemini 2 because of the fact of it's an optical sensor. So you can do away with that. You can see it's moved, but I'm not bothered. It's still going to showcase what it does. So what I'm going to do then is if I come along and then I grab the corner and then I start to peel, we've got, look at that foiling. Look, isn't that absolutely incredible? That's on white multi-purpose. Let's set that to the side just now. I'm going to take that off. You do get all your heat-proof grips in that. It doesn't get boiling hot. I'm not heat sensitive on my hands, so I know many of you are the same and you do just handle it, but you do get all the grips with it if you want. But what I'm then going to do is let's just go in. I'm going to go in with a little bit of water reactive ink here, and then I'm just going to take some of that excess off. Now, no matter what colour you foil with, when it comes to your water reactives or any of your other ones, even like your shimmer or your duet, whatever colour foil you use, it creates a resist effect. So all that ink that I'm putting on here, I'm not doing it all, I'm just doing a little bit just to show you. What's happening is that silver shimmer is resisting the ink. So we're getting all of that colour all the way on that backdrop. And then what's happening is the silver will resist. So if I do it half and half.
I foiled before and it's lovely to be able to sort of ink through it, isn't it?
It is.
Foil doesn't take the ink at all.
No, not at all. And then all that I would do is I would just come in and then just buff off any of that colour that is sitting on top of the ink, or on top of the foil, sorry. Not so you can see a little bit of colour come off.
Not
that's
a lot
just
though,
where
is there?
it's not, no, but that's just where the ink's been sitting on top of the foil, and then you've got that background.
Wow. Oh yeah, you can really see how the foil hasn't decreased in shine or anything, can you? You've
still got that incredible shimmer. So that can go onto my pile for using it another day. What did I do with my pile from this morning? There we go. Right, let's go in. Let's do the Leon cut and foil die from the mystery bag here. So I'm going to set this one to the side. Now, even when it comes to the foil and cut, these are on your matrix as well. So just briefly, the top half is for your foil and stamps, which are your silver ones, and then this middle section here, this is for your foil stamp and cut dies, which are your dark grey one. There is a little surface or a little panel down here for multi-surface, but as you can see, all of that is predominant. That's what's your paper craft foil. Cardstock, pearlescent card, vellum, mirror card, acetate, PU leather, fabrics, cotton, satin ribbons, that and so many more. You're going to use your paper craft foil for most of the time. But let's have a look at that foil stamp and cut die. So I'm just going to do it onto black card this time to show you, and you'll see how it cuts and foils. So I'm going to go black cardstock, so 300 GSM. Now this one I would class as a medium, and I talked you through that within Wake Up Call this morning, and I'll talk you through that again tomorrow. So I'm just having a look. 300 GSM cardstock, I'm going along, medium foil press stamp, on low, 45 seconds. So what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to go in. I'm still on 45 seconds from before.
Can I just ask, when would you likely use medium or high?
I've never done it in all the years.
And it's not on the matrix anywhere?
So you'll find that it is on the matrix. So if we actually come back to this one, so again, your foil and stamps or your foil and cut dies, it's got your fabric, which is cotton, or your PU leather. Now, fabric and cotton, I still use my paper craft foil and I still do it on low. The PU leather, that's really the only one that I would use the multi-surface foil on, but Corrine, I still use it on low as well.
You?
Yeah, so keep that one in mind. You know, you can trial and error, have a play. If you want to do it on that high, it's got it in the matrix. This is when it's the case of you get to know your own machine. Although, you know, this machine, this is my one that stays in the boot of my car from if I'm here or hobby maker. I've got the one that just stays in my house. I've used the studio one. When I have done any leather, which we might look at that tomorrow, still always done it on low and still always done it with the PU leather, real leather. I would do it with the multi-surface. Everything else is paper craft.
Right,
so
thank
that's
you.
why I always go
so
for...
Just sort of
no,
if
that's a good question.
Then other people might be
good question,
too.
absolutely. So all that we're going to do with this one is we're going to pop our Foilpress foil and cut stamp on my mat, and we're going to go in with my carbon plate, and then we're going to go start. Now the matrix will, if I remember correctly, the matrix will tell you to heat it up like that. If you've ever watched Sarah in the past, she'll heat it up like that. Leanne's the same. And for me though, and just the way that I work, the way that I think about it, if it heats up like that, Corrine, the heat is escaping.
Yeah,
So
totally get you.
for me, if I put the carbon plate on top, it holds that heat, it levels out that heat on that same time that it needs, 45 seconds, and then it's always worked for me. So it's something that I've kept doing.
You know when you did it, you got it hot before we started.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've run it through just the once. Does it go back up to heat very quickly?
So another good question, and that's what I was going to cover that once I've just done this one.
I'll let you do it in the order
that's
you want
absolutely fine, because it's a really, really good question, and it's one that something that you kind of need to follow to stop this from buckling, and then therefore, you know, over time, not being able to use it as much. So all that I'm going to do once again is your foil is. Do you know what I've done as well? You would think I would learn by now, Corrine, so I can actually talk you through this. So, your foil and cut, you need the metal shim. Now, you get a metal shim that comes with the bundle.
Right.
However, it's different from your Gemini
Right.
metal shim. So please don't use that in place of that or vice versa. This is thicker, and this is just it's about bulking it out slightly. It's pulling in that heat so that you get that contact with the foil, plus then that combination of pressure and cut. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go back and do that again. So we're on there, and then what we're going to do is do start, let that do the countdown.
If you don't, basically you've just put a hot foil on a cold piece of metal, haven't you? So it's just going to cool it down.
Plus the Foilpress stamp and cut, I've just had off for, 10, 12 seconds, so the temperature reduces quite dramatically. But what I would say, with answering your question there, where you've got that red button, so once I run this through, if I come back, pop it back in, if it goes straight to green, I can carry on going. If it goes to red, you just need to wait on it turning green. But if I was to use this again straight away, reheat it again, because you've lost a lot of that heat already. So just go back, put it back, same combination, reheat it again so it's at that right temperature for the right amount of time, and then just carry on going.
Okay.
And then there we go. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do shiny side down. We're going to go with our chosen medium, and then you will need your metal shim from your junior.
Ah.
Now I use one for Foilpress, one for my junior. You can absolutely use the same one if you want to. You know, you don't have to have two separate ones. I just find it easier. I've got one with my Gemini at home, and then one that just stays in my Foilpress bag.
So sorry, I'm asking all the obvious, obvious questions. So you've actually put two more shims in there than you had before. So is that die thinner than a true Foilpress stamp?
It's thinner.
It's thinner, right. So I was trying to think, gosh, how's that going to go through? Because there's two extra plates. I couldn't see from this distance that the cut and foil dies, that's die now, isn't it? That cut and foil die is actually thinner than a Foilpress stamp.
It is.
Right, okay.
Yep. I know, it's to do with the depth, with the outline and the inline die, which is a die, against the Foilpress stamp that gives you the impression of the foil. So if I take these ones out here, and then I'm going to take these ones out here. Now you'll start to see that impression already, but if I go face on, and then start to peel that one off, we've got our silver foiled frame.
The gallery just went, ooh.
They did, didn't it? They went all, ooh.
That's lovely foil.
It's nice, isn't it?
It picks up the different colours.
It's really, really nice. And then if you'd done that in the white card, or even if you'd done it in your watercolour card, Corrine, and then do a wash with maybe your sparkle or a wash of your water reactive.
Because it's not glue, it's not going to just release it, is it?
No, no, not at all, not at all. So you've got that resist effect then, which looks cool if you do it on the frame, and then that could be a little sentiment in there, that could be a little photo in there. If you're doing a memory book or a scrapbook page, maybe have 3 if it's a big scrapbook page. So this is, and you can colour theme it with the card or medium that you want, with of course the chosen coloured foil that you want. So, you know, that is then going with the background die, which stamps, foils, and then you've got your foil and cut, which then foils, but then cuts on the outside and cuts on the inside as well. So anything that is dark grey that cuts, that is the combination you use. You use your Foilpress metal shim, and then you go in with your Foilpress stamp, you'll go in with your foil, your card, your metal shim from your Gemini Junior, and then of course your top carbon plate. And if you're using the Gemini 2, the one thing you don't need is the extender plate, because you've now got the optical sensor. If you don't have a Gemini 2 and you've got a Gemini Junior, then you will need to get one of these, which is in stock on the website as well at a really good price. The only difference is, Corrine, where what I've done, when I've put this carbon plate over the top, which you get with it, if you are using the white A4 Gemini, because the sensors are at each side, instead of using this one, you just set your actual extender plate over the top, then run it through your Gemini, and the sensors at the left and right will then pick it up. But again, that's only if you have a white Gemini, an A4 Gemini. If you're using the Junior or the Gemini 2, you just need the carbon plate that you get with the actual bundle of the foil press.
Perfect, thank you. So many comments coming in here. We've got Mika says, hi everyone. Panda Crafts is saying hello from Doncaster. Katie Wilson said, what happened to Craig's purple foil press shirt? Bring back the shirt.
It's gone in the fire pit. It's
going in the fire pit? Oh.
Liam's got his on.
There we are. Yeah, his is blue.
It is.
Blue. Sue Cummins says, this is really lovely. She says, Corrine, I want to thank everyone so much, especially Emma and Caitlin. She had a problem that arose with one of her packages. Every time she contacts customer service, they are very helpful. Well, I'm glad you found it so helpful, Sue. That's what they're there for, customer service. Hopefully, there we are. You Expressions by Candy says, I've never tried foiling myself. This is seriously tempting me. Yeah, at this price, look at the prices. It's just amazing. We've got Laurel says, hello all from Shelby, North Carolina. Chaz Ashton says, I remember the first time I used the foil press. I was wondering why it didn't foil press at all. I foil pressed my die instead. Both sides look similar. I will record this to learn more. Thank you, Craig. Well, that's what these are about. It's all about learning. Carol D says, any help for new starters on this? The foil press is completely intimidating, especially the cut and foil dies. Record the show, watch the show, Carol, and then just, so obviously you watch it live, but then just watch it where you can pause and watch Craig do one thing, you do it, if necessary rewind and do it again, and when you're happy with that, press play again and go on to the next technique. That's all I can suggest, is that I think that is the best tip that you can do. I wouldn't try and keep up with Craig on this show live.
No.
For me, that's a bit like me saying I watch the Academy of Colour with Leanne and try and colour along with her. It isn't going to happen. I always watch it once, just to watch it, and then I will watch it and colour at, along, pause, rewind and do it. And do exactly the same with this. Hope that helps, Carol. It really shouldn't be intimidating. It just needs, once you get your head around it, you'll be flying. Absolutely. Jerry Lynn says, loves the water resist ink technique, need to do that. BJ Clark says, good morning from a rainy Oysterville in Washington. Oh, that's not good. Jerry Lynn Ollison says, I've been using my Totally Tiffany rolling cart for my foil press supplies, but I am outgrowing that because I have way too many supplies. I need to use up some of this stuff. Well, that's what these shows are. And tomorrow, we're going to craft your stash and really get you using those supplies. Christine Mahoney says, Craig, come here and help me with mine, please. You can do it alongside and follow what Craig is saying. Christine says, and she loves my tan. It's not real, Christine. I did it last night. And Carletta said that was one of her favourites. My tan, I just did it last night. Yeah, I did it. Well, no, actually, I did it yesterday morning. Yeah, my husband thinks I'm mad. He thinks I'm mad. He says, you women, you spend more time. Well, makes me happy. You feeling a bit pale?
Well, no, I usually fake tan as well.
Yeah, actually, you're not tanned, are you, today?
No, I've not put it on the last couple of days.
Haven't you?
Yeah, well, it's not tan and it's Dove moisturiser with tannin solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because I always use L'Occitane, that's what I always use, and then I'll use that to give me a tan. But I've not had it on the last couple of days.
Oh, it won't take long. Pick it back up. Pick it back up. Pick it back up. Right, okay. Now, on the screen, we are going to be looking now at some background. So, some foil stamp die collection. So, yeah, there's a lot of words in there, isn't there? So, we've given you two. So, you'll have seen Craig use this chandelier earlier. This isn't, Royal Damask wasn't one you just used, but there we go. We've got two. Actually, there's a lot of metal here.
There's a lot.
When I hold these, this feels... It's quite weighty, you know, it's absolutely amazing. So you're going to get this one that's got all the chandeliers in the background. I loved when Craig did this morning. He foiled it and then he took the waist and refoiled that, which was lovely. And you can do it with them all. And then we've got our Royal Damask as well. Now, remember, you don't have to use the whole area. You could just put a circle on. You could use your square, you know, die cut a frame and then just put it over. But it's up to you. And there you go. Craig is showing you. That is the chandelier. Doesn't that look amazing? Like you said, so the black with the silver that's on the top was your original.
It was.
That's one, and then two is the silver with the white. But again, you could ink through that, couldn't you, quite easily?
Yeah, this was the waste. So this was what was left over after I'd done the positive, and then that's the negative.
I'd be maybe cutting like a strip to do mats and layers onto your card.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
And so that you have the big black one as your background, and then just have a strip of that.
Just overlap it, or kind of line it up, and that would actually,
that would
nice,
be wouldn't it?
Really
That
nice.
would look really nice. Now, if you want both of these backgrounds, they should be nearly $88, but you're going to get them today for $35. You're saving $52.98. Remember, your platinum price is going to all the way down, $28. I mean, that is an immense saving. Again, I think it's probably about another 70% saving off the top of my head. So absolutely amazing deal. So if you want that deal, then they are the platinum price, $28. So there we go. Right. Now, which one's this one got in? Let the evening... these have all been put into different order. These have been... there we go. Right, so is there lots of these? Is it a multi-buy? 8. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Right, actually, I think you're going to get 9 in here because one of them has 2 in. There we go. Yeah, right. So these are your... So it says foil stamp dies. So, yeah, so they... Gets very confusing, doesn't it? So you've got let the evening be gin. There we go. Let the evening be gin. It's got be gin at the end. There we go. Oh, there's definitely a gin theme here. The next one says it's birthday o'clock. The big hand is on gin. So again, another lovely sentiment on here. And then we've got the most fabulous people don't have the best of everything. They make the best of everything they have. Wow, imagine foiling that onto a card. These, you know, into your frames, into everything you got. Whenever you need me, I'll be there in a Prosecco. There we go. And next one is I'm so crafty, I sweat glitter. They're lovely fonts on these as well. And then you've got love, laughter and Prosecco. There's definitely a Prosecco and gin theme going on here. Now this one is a 2 stamp collection. You've got one that's got the sentiment that says stand tall, stand out, know you are unique and magnificent. And then you've got this lovely flamingo. There we go, you can see that. So the sentiment is one, and then the flamingo is another. So you don't have to use them together if you don't want, but you can. And finally, you've got wedding. That was a bit different to all the others, wasn't it? Wedding. There we are. But I mean, if you do stationery you're doing stationery for a wedding this year, how brilliant would that be? Now, this is like a mystery bag, $101.92, but you're getting it all today for $40. You're saving $61.92. So you're saving 60% on this. $32 is your platinum price. That is amazing. Again, there's some weighty metal just in there. I've got one more bundle to show you. Now this is, yep, got the right one, 6-pack. So we have got Celebrate, a lovely font. You can't really see, but you can see it on there. You can see it's really cursive and lovely script. You've got a 2-stamp collection. One says With Love Always, and the other says All My Love. So they're a little bit smaller. Then you've got Happy Mother's Day. I know it's just gone, but it will come around next year. That's one thing for certain. Happy Birthday is the next one. Then we've got Thinking of You. And finally, With Love. How gorgeous is that? Really, really usable sentiments. Or, you know, this one, I think if you are just starting your foil press journey, I would highly recommend this one. So, $67 just about worth of value, and you're going to pay $26. You're saving $40.94, but your platinum price is $20.80. Now, this is a brilliant deal, but there's no point having these if you don't have this. Now, I kid you not, I once met a lady that had £1,500 worth of dies before she bought a die cutting machine.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Don't do it with your foil press stamps. Don't do it with your foil press stamps. If you fancy the stamps, make sure you get your machine, and then once you've got your machine, get it out of the box. Please, it really, really isn't too complicated. I've worked out myself today, just from watching Craig shows, how simple it is to use. Now, everything that you need is going to be in here. You're going to have, let me show you. There we go. I'll show you on here. Look, you've got your foil press base. What do they call that? They call your foil press platform. You've got your top plate. You've got your metal shim. You've got your, what's that say, silicone cooling mat. You've got your little tweezers. You've got your finger grips. You've got some foil, and you've got like a little starter bundle of some frames and some sentiments and some corners. So that is brilliant. You've got, actually, if that is all you buy today, you've got everything you need to plug it in and go. There must be a cable in there as well.
Yes.
I can't believe there wouldn't be a cable in there.
Yes, there is.
There is. So there you go. $159.99 is your normal price for this, but today you're going to get this for $111.99. Platinum price, look at that. That is the price I want to be paying, $89.59. So make sure you pick it up, because once they're gone, I don't know when it'll be back in. So this is your opportunity, and Craig's going to show you what you need to do.
I am indeed. So I thought what we'll do is we'll go back to foiling elements that are within today's show after. I thought let's just take a break, let's bring in normal dies. So this morning I showed you with one of our relatively new dies, our outline dies, I showed you within 8 seconds how you can turn that die into that foiled image. Now we've done that within Wake Up Call, and all that was 8 seconds. So what about if you die cut it out onto white cardstock? It could be linen, it could be watercolour, and then you want to foil your die cut. Well, that's what we're going to do now. So what we're going to do within this one now, if you've seen the waste technique this morning where we used the waste of the chandelier to foil onto there, the combination is the same. It's just instead of using the waste of the foil, we're going to use a new piece of foil. So we've got our die cut. Whatever our die cut is, whatever size it is, as long as it fits on the platform, you're going to be able to foil it. So we're going to go in, let's just use the holly green for this one, so we can see the green being used. So for this one, I've gone all the way up to 1 minute 10 seconds. Now, we're going to go and shiny side facing down, otherwise you're going to be left with a foil platform. Now, it will still work if you do that, however, you don't want to do that. So shiny side facing down. Then what we're going to do is, this is the kind of the right side of your die cut, that nice smooth curved side of the die cut. So we're going to do that facing down. Then we need a couple of shims to bulk it out, but what the shims are also going to do, it's also going to protect any of your layers from any of that foil and transferring through. So I've got 2 sheets of 300 GSM cardstock. I'm using white multi-purpose because that's what we've got. It doesn't have to be your good stuff. It could be an expensive card as long as it's round about 300 GSM each. So we've got about 600 GSM in total. So that's going to go onto there. Then what we're going to need is we're going to need our magnetic shim from our Gemini Junior. Like my foil or like my metal plate, I keep one just for my foil press. You don't have to. You can chop and change and use that one for both your die cutting and your foiling. It's just easier for me to have a separate one. We're going to pop that one on, and then we're going to put our carbon plate. So this is about the pressure of that hot foil getting completely covered on that die cut piece. So we're at 1 minute 10. We're going to go in with that start button. So between that temperature staying exactly the same, it's not changed from when we've done that this morning, when we done that this morning, when we done that frame, or we done that resist effect. The temperature stays exactly the same. It's the time that changes. Now, this is a technique that you might just want to jot down because it's not in the foil press matrix. It's one that Leanne and the team came up with afterwards because they realised a lot of you would have excess foil left. So how can we use it? So this is what we're going to do within this one here. As it counts down, as you'll have seen beforehand, it bleeps to let you know when it's ready. If you leave it on and, you know, the delivery man or lady comes with your crafter's TV parcel, or your phone goes, or the kids are just driving you crazy that you go running after them, after about 20 minutes it will shut off itself. So it'll completely shut off so that you know that it's going to be completely safe. And it also has that safety feature where it won't overheat either. So all what we need to do is let that finish that countdown, which we're getting to right at this moment here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then slide it out. So you've got heat connectors that are just in there and in there. If you bend it up and pull out, you're going to bend and snap them. So slide it out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to feed it up to our Gemini. Now it's the Gemini 2 and it's A4. Doesn't matter, we're using our carbon plate. I then just hold it and let it do its thing. And then, as you know by now, it's going to come out the other side. We're just then going to take that away. And then what we're going to do is we're then just going to take our layers off. And you can reuse these shims for other projects as well. Now at first you can start to see how you've got, it's kind of like an embossed feature. So all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to stretch it, and then I'm going to get my pokey tool, which is here. We're just going to then bring my pokey tool in. And then we're just going to take, and then in actual fact, if this is a bigger piece of green, you'll be able to use the negative as well. So if I take this off, I'm going to hold that in here. So we've got no foil left. It's all been taken off. And then if I lift that off.
Oh, wow.
Now that's the negative. So if you use a nesting die.
Oh, I like that.
So if your green foil was larger or, you know, longer, come in with an oval nesting die or something.
I could cut that out quite neatly. And
you could, yeah. And that's not even what I'm wanting to show you. That's what I'm wanting to show you.
Wow.
So we've foiled our die cut piece. Now that could be a sentiment, that could be a background, it could be your outline, it could be any of the foils, it could be watercolour, watercolour card, still going to foil, but you'll get that texture feel, just like your linen cardstock.
I'm just trying to think, how did that work? So basically, the foil has just covered everything, but because that was a separate piece, that's just lifted off. And so it's almost acted like a mask.
It has, yeah. And then you could even put it back and create that drop shadow effect.
Oh, wow.
And then just trim all the way around. So if you have run out of mirror card or mirror card or any of your foil card and you're not sure what you can do, you can then just come along, die cut whatever it is you're wanting to die cut, and then just foil it yourself with the chosen foil.
Wow.
And then it's all going to match together. So that is another one
amazing.
that you can do. That's just one of a few that I'm going to be showing you in this show alone, even before the full 2-hour Craft Your Stash tomorrow.
Brilliant, absolutely amazing. Now, I've got a question for you in a minute.
Yep.
Well, Carletta says it's one of her favourite shirts. Joanne, we're talking still about the shirts. Joanne says, this week I've used my sparkle pens. She's done heat embossing for the first time. And after today, I will get my foil press out to use for the first time. This week has given me confidence in a lot of things. That's what it was all about. That's what we wanted to do, is get you doing that. Rosalind Russell says, when I got my foil press, when it first launched, and it sat in the box for 3 months before I started using it. After that, I was monogramming everything. And then Christine says, oh, that chandelier would go good with the Roaring Twenties. I think it certainly would. Now, here's the question. What is the difference between a cutting die and a foiling die, please, Craig? So, that's from BJ Clark.
Okay, doke. So your foiling die is it's called a foiling stamp. We'll still maybe refer to it as a die because we are used to dies. It looks like a die. However, if I bring in, what did I have? Here we go. If I bring in the border encoder, because this really shows it off. Can we see here now a normal die? You've got a raised edge, we say sharp edge. It's not sharp unless you actually put pressure onto it, but you've got a raised edge. Let's bring in, this might give you a little tease as to, I'm just going to put this down in a sec, Liam, as to what we're going to do later on. So this is a foiling die.
The blade is like, it's got depth to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, so this is your foiling die. So all the detail has got that really fine precision point when it comes to the detail, so that cuts. Your foiling stamp, can you see that the actual detail is a lot wider? It's as if it stamps the foil into place. Mm-hmm. So these are your foil press stamps that come for the foil press, and then when it comes to your dies that you're used to, you've got that.
So that's a normal die.
So that is just your normal die cutting die, because you've got that raised point with that fine edge detail at the tip of each die point. And then your foil press stamp, it is more of an opened area of design. So you've got more coverage when it comes to the foil that lays down.
Okay, right, we've got loads more questions coming in, but somebody has just been asking, what is the platinum price? It came from Letty. I guess you're new to us, Letty, and if you are new, welcome. We are so glad you found us. What a week to join us on, Letty. Absolutely brilliant. This is all about getting people to craft their stash of things that they have already got. So we're just going to play a quick VT, tell Letty what is all the Club Inspire is all about and how you get that platinum prize, and then I'll be back with the rest of the questions.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
I love that. When I watched that, there was myself, and Debbie Robinson and Michelle, and none of us can actually cover up our mistakes. When we make a mistake, it's just like, yeah, it just all over our face. It just, yeah, shows, doesn't it?
Some things you can get away with, but there's some things we just cannot get away.
No, dressed inside out and like television, drinking your painting water, or literally just tipping your water over the table. Do you know, they never leave us either. Yeah, I'll just say that because I did some photos this morning and that just never goes away.
No.
The fact that I wore my dress once inside, well, 3 times. 3 times inside out, okay. Right, got some more questions, but Craig, you're going to show us your bag first.
Yes.
Okay, now 40% of this bag has gone, so if anybody wants this, they're going to have to be quick. Ooh. Ah, right, I've got to tell Letty, yes, join Club Inspire first, then buy, and then on your first order, you're going to get the Club Platinum price. There you go. And apparently she's getting the foil press.
Well.
There you go. You'll get that for $89.59. There you go, Letty. You've got to get it. So make sure you join. There you go. Look, sign up today and receive 20% off your first order. So congratulations and thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Okay, would you like to show us your bag then, Craig?
Let's do that, yeah, because Johnny was saying it's been really, really busy, so thank you. 40% of this has gone already. That's why I've tried to use as much as I can within this show. Tomorrow we'll just go out and we'll use lots of foil press stuff from the past. But here we go. This is what you're going to be getting. Now, you're going to be $35. If you're paying that purple platinum price, that's going to be $28. Now, the usual price is $127.91. That means you're saving $92.91. Now, these two here, essentially, are what you're paying for. Now, these are actually what you're paying for if you're paying the today's price. This comes to just over that $35. Now, you've got your Leon foil and cut foil frame, so this one is where it foils and it cuts at the same time. And then you're also going to be getting your Love Doves, which is just your foiling stamp. Now I say just your foiling stamp, we will use it shortly and it foils beautifully. So that's what you are paying for. Everything else you're going to be getting for free. Now you are going to be getting a full roll of your foil, papercraft foil, well, foil roll. Now, it's I would say about 95% chance you're going to get champagne. We just don't have it here because it's across an American warehouse, but you're going to be getting champagne. You know, you might get a different colour, but you'll probably get champagne. We've just put that one in. So it's a full 5 metre length of papercraft foil for free. You're also going to be getting the floral trail as well. So this is a beautiful floral corner foil press stamp. So whether you use it in one corner or a few corners, it's going to look beautiful. So that's coming to you for free. You're also going to be getting your heart tag. What you can't actually see is there is a little hole where you can feed some ribbon or twine through. Now that's dark grey, that lets you know that it foils and it also cuts, so that's coming to you for free. You're then going to be getting your With Love sentiment here. Now that one is a foil sentiment stamp, so onto many different mediums in such a lovely little font for you to pop onto your cards or projects. That's free. And then we've got the Provence foil and cut oval frame here. So the outer and that inner aperture die cuts out, and then you're going to have all that beautiful foil detail within the middle. That's coming to you for free. You're then going to get the Provence border and corner, so that is your foil press stamp, so that foils. But this one here specifically is a really good one where I was talking about earlier. If you use your plates and use your embossing mat and just use these to emboss into, for instance, your black cardstock, as if you were embossing your die after you've cut it, that detail then is then pushed through your cardstock, so then come along with your gilding wax or something on the top. So you don't necessarily have to always use it for the foil press, and you can do that with a lot of them. But that's coming to you for free, and so is the lay-on border and corner as well. That's coming to you for free as well. So all of these here you are getting for free when it comes to the foil press, including the foil and cut. They're coming to you for free, and then essentially what you're paying for, and that's only if you're paying the today's price, is these two here. These come to just over the $35, but of course it's even better if you're paying the purple platinum price at $28 for all of that, with a whopping $92.91 saving on all of that.
I mean, that is amazing, amazing value. And you add that on top of the value if you're getting your foil press for today. That is brilliant. Right, I've got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So Tess said she took a foil press out of the box and tried it out this morning during wake-up call. It worked, but when it goes in through the G2, it snaps so loud the whole household jumps. Why?
Snaps so loud?
Yeah, do you think it's just the pressure? You know, when we can have dies that we use them time and time again and they still make that cracking noise.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any way to reduce the pressure a little bit, just to trial?
Well, not really.
No.
It is all about pressure as well as the time that it's on the heat. Who was it that asked that?
Tess.
Tess, let me know, what were you foiling? If you let me know what you were foiling, just so then I can make sure that you were doing the same or the right configuration.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you let me know, and then we'll come back to that question.
Okay. Rhonda, good idea. She says, if you pretend that the non-colour side of the foil is the glue, it makes it easier not to do it wrong. So if you always think in your head, that dull side, that's glue. So that glue has to go next to the medium that you're trying to foil onto. Then, yeah, it does help. Well done. Thank you, Rhonda. Janine says, hello to all of you. I have a question for Craig. Can you foil with a double-sided die? And Craig, you are so awesome. Truly, you do what you do best. Help us to create with our crafty stash.
Oh, bless you. That's really lovely of you to say. Thank you so much. I do have to end that with a no, you can't. And that is because it is a double-sided die. Now, if you think, if we say this was a double-sided die, well, it's a normal die, so we want to have it flat on our platform. Now, if that was a double-sided die, that means the other side of the die is then going to be into your actual platform. So as soon as you start to layer up and run through, that die on the opposite side is just going to cut straight into your heat platform, which you do not want to do. So. And
if you put the plate in, you're going to make your sandwich too thick, aren't you?
Exactly, that's it. So what I would say on that is you can't use your double-sided dies. Please don't use your multi-craft dies because they've got that extra thickness as well. They're really the only two that you will potentially have that I would say don't use. The other ones I would say don't use. Some of you might have them, some of you might not, because they weren't around for long. But if you remember a die cutting machine that was called the Todo, I know you did get it in America. Those dies, even although they were papercraft dies, were slightly thicker. Them ones you can't use. Other than that, as long as it's a wafer thin silver die, which most of them will be, and they fit size-wise, us hunky-dory, tonic, tattered lace, spellbinders, anything like that, you know, Anna Griffin, as long as they're the wafer thin dies that fit on there, you can foil with them.
Perfect, perfect. Loads of love. It must have been one of your techniques you did.
quite a while, about 10, 15 minutes ago. Everyone was loving that. Vanessa thought it was amazing. Tammy says, wow. Anne Cagle, that's a wow moment there. Katie Wilson says, can you foil press on heat-resistant acetate, please?
So, good question. The best result is going to be heat-proof acetate. That is the best result that you're going to get. You can use normal acetate, heavyweight acetate. You just need to take into account that it will buckle at the sides, but then depending how you're going to attach that to your project, whether it's like red liner tape, etc., you can absolutely use your heavyweight acetate. Plus, I know obviously now going forward, but we're being more environmentally friendly, but if you've got any old packaging that's still the plastic packaging, you can foil that as well. Just keep in mind, it may buckle, but your heat-proof acetate won't buckle. That's going to be the perfect one to use.
Brilliant. Lots more love. R. Hendrick and BJ Clark were loving what you did. Chrissy said, no, she meant the chandelier would go great with a masquerade set. Yes, it certainly would, because there's a chandelier in there. Joanne says, I don't know if this has been asked, but if you foil press on cotton fabric, can you wash it?
So that's another really good question. So no, I wouldn't put it into the washing machine. It's not advised to do that. And I remember speaking to Becky and even Bernie before Bernie left and Becky came in about that. If you need to wash it, I would just do it, you know, in warm water in maybe the sink or something like that.
Just a gentle swill.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, perfect. And the last question nearly it. We've got, what do you use if you do not have the magnetic shim?
So if it's,
would it be?
If it's the one for your die cutting machine, you wouldn't be getting this unless you've got the Gemini.
Yeah, but if you bought your Gemini 2, you'll get your Gemini 2 A4 plates. That wouldn't give you an A5.
You'd still use it because of the size. It's still going to go in. So,
right.
okay,
so I think that's probably what they're thinking is if they've bought, let's say they've bought the Gemini 2 or the Gemini original. And only have the A4 plates. Could you just show how you would lay it up? Because I can see where that question's come from. That if you're always laying the junior magnetic shim over. What if they don't have a junior magnetic shim? What if they only have a you know, original? Can you not find one?
I know, typical, isn't it? Here we go. Found one.
You found one. You found one. Right. So that's perfect. You are just loving this section. Magnetic shim, not metal shim. Magnetic.
Oh, magnetic. Sorry. Right. Gotcha. Right. Got you. See, got metal on the brain. That's really simple. Bulk up with cardstock. Bulk up with cardstock. You might need a good 3, 4. So you'll need the 2 that you would need anyway, and then if you don't have the magnetic shim, you're probably going to need maybe about another 3 or 4 extra shims to bulk it out. Really, what that magnetic shim is doing is giving you that extra bulk for pressure. So if you don't have it, if you do have it and you don't want to use it, then use extra shims of cardstock. You will waste cardstock that way, but at least it's an alternative.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Tess, who came back, has said, thank you, I tried one monogram number and tried one foil press border. Both are the foil press stamps. When the die gets into the G2, it really cracks more than my other dies. What we'll do is next time you do one, we'll listen to the crack and I'll tell you whether I think that cracks more than when I've heard the Gemini 2. We'll see. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah, because even whichever one that you are, well, you know, if you're foiling both of them, as you say, so you would just, your foil press stamp straight onto your platform and then heat it up, foil, card and carbon plate. So yeah, I'm stumped on that one, so we'll have a listen out going forward.
A while back, Kristen asked, could Craig repeat the layers again? I'll get Craig to do a few more demos, and every time he does a demo, he'll clearly repeat the layers, rather than just do them cold, so to speak. Let's try and do a few more demos. So I'll shut up for a few minutes, let you do a couple of demos, and then that'll show Kristen the different layers.
Yeah, let's do it. So, in a nutshell, if you're using a foil press stamp and you're going to be foiling straight onto a selection of materials, all that you're going to do is have your foil press stamp on your platform, and then it's going to be your foil, card and then it's going to be your carbon plate on top of that. The only time that the layers changes is if you're doing your foil and cut dies, or you're doing that waste technique I showed you. We will probably do them both in this show this evening, so because we've still got like 50 minutes left, so we will cover both of them within this show. But let's go in. We're going to go and use our normal dies just in a moment, but let's go in with some satin ribbon here. So if you've done wedding favours or little treat bags for parties, sweet 16, 18, 21, whatever it is, you can then be foiling onto satin ribbon or any ribbon. Now, I'm going to use our Provence border and corner. Now, this is a prime example to show you that the full foil press stamp doesn't have to cover the full material that you're using. Sometimes it can still look lovely where it's part foiled. Same with Corrine, where I was talking about this morning. You could use big, large background die and only foil a selective part. So you've got that choice and that versatility in how and what you follow when you're foiling. So for this one here, because I'm going to need, or because I'm using my satin ribbon here, and I'm going to go on this side, it's really quite small. I'm going to go for 7 seconds. So I've got my border, I've got my carbon plate, I've got my ribbon, and then I've got some strips of foil. So this one I've gone in with red shimmer. Now what you will need for this, and it is in the matrix, is you will need an extra shim. It's adding a little bit of thickness for that foil press stamp and the foil to really get into the actual the ribbon. But what it's also going to do is it's going to protect your carbon plate to stop any foil transfer through. So it's kind of doing two things. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop this one on. I'm going to go to 7 seconds. I'm going to pop that on, let that do the countdown. And
is that partly so that you don't damage the ribbon as well?
That's part of it. Although you do want that bulk for the ribbon because you really want that
the heat,
dye.
7 seconds is so that you don't melt the ribbon, you don't get it too hot.
No, that's exactly part of why it's on such a small time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to put my ribbon on. You can use your low tack tape where you need to, if you need to kind of tack it down. So I'm going to put that one on. We need to put our foil on first. So again, shimmer side down, or this, as you were talking about, could be the glue side, if you think of it that way. And I should be a little bit quicker. Try and do it as quick as you can. I'm going to put my little shim in. It's going to protect my ribbon, but it's going to stop any of that excess foiling going onto my carbon plate. I'm just going to feed that one through, hold that till it goes through, and then as that comes out the back here, we're just going to take it out, and then we can then remove that. And then what we can then do is, if I take that one off here, and then I'm going to take that.
We can see it's done something, because we could see it on the card, couldn't we?
And then we can then take that off.
Oh, wow.
Now we've got our foiling. Now, earlier on, when I was talking about overfoiling, that's what overfoiling is. So this is what I meant by try and keep your foil as close to the size of the foil press stamp. Because if I didn't have that excess, that wouldn't happen. But I'm going to keep on going anyway. So let's go in. I'll do it twice. So we can then get that back up to temperature. So again, even although I've just used it, I've plugged it in and we're still on green, which means I can go straight into it. If it had gone down to red, I would need to let it come up to temperature again. So I'm going to roughly kind of eyeball this. You know, you could be more precise if you are doing this at home, but I'm going to roughly eyeball that. Let's bring in another piece. Now again, I could chop off a good bit, but let's just go with it. I'm going to use that next bit here, and then we're going to pop that back over the top. So this time I'm just going to be careful. I'm just going to bend that back on itself, and then we're just going to let that follow through. And then as that comes out the other side, we can then take it out. And then if we remove that, and then lift that, and if I'd done that a bit closer and then cut it to a better size, we've then got foiled ribbon. So, you know, if you came around with you know, a cello bag. I don't really have anything to put in this one to bulk it out, but you could then come along and then whether it's like wedding favours or something like that.
So you could use this foil, technique on your wedding stationery.
Of course you could.
And then you could foil the ribbon that ties up the bouquets.
Absolutely.
That ties up the wedding favours, that so the colours would all match, they'd all be the same.
Exactly.
And yeah, really, really brilliant.
And that was satin. You could do it on gauze grain ribbon, you can do it on organza ribbon. Anything that's really texturous, you can still foil, but just take into account you're not going to get that crisp, clean image, certainly with that gauze grain.
Because you've got textures and layers.
Because you've got the texture and layers, yeah.
Now, you can only do this if you've got a foil press machine. If you've already got it, get it out of the box. If you've not got one, then you need to be going out. Now, a lot of our stock has gone today already. Well, especially in this show. I think we've sold so many in this show already. If you want this, $159.99, but your today's price just there is $111.99. You're saving $48. If you're platinum or this is your first order, like our lovely lady was a few minutes ago, it's dropped down to $89.59. So that is a bargain. When you look at that, you know, massive saving, massive saving if you are platinum. So yeah, please make sure you do that. And then if you haven't got it out the box or you are buying it today, then please watch our show, UK time, 2 p.m. tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to do a craft your stash with this. So we're going to go through a lot more time in the details. I'm not going to have all these bits that I'm telling you to buy and buy. We're just going to focus on craft your stash and really have a go and play in. And, you know, tell us what you want us to foil, how you want us to do it, and we will, where we can, help you. Please don't come up with something really obscure that Craig just couldn't pull out of a hat at an instant.
What I would say as well, Con, because you'll know if you're in the Gemini Club, you'll know videos and things coming up. So whether it's a Gemini Club, let's face it, you'll notice we've not had very new foil press stamps of that out as of late. The reason that we really want to feature it with what we've got left is because this is not redundant going into the future. You're going to be able to die cut all your pieces and then foil. You know, you can still use other companies' foils as long as it's heat foiled. You know, I know Keith from Paper Dynamics, he does heat foil. You can use his as well. So as long as, you know, you've got heat foil and your dies, etc., sit on the platform, you're going to be able to use it for years and years and years to come. And that's why we're keen for those that have already got it, or for what we've got left in America, it's just to showcase how you can keep using it. And trust me, I will be using it in the future, incorporating it with odd demos throughout Crafters TV. So it's not going away completely, that the inspiration will go. It's just being selective parts.
Excellent. Okay, Janine, who asked about the double-sided die, said, thank you for the great answer, but now I have another question. I have rolls of foil, but I do not know if they are paper craft or multi. How do I tell what it is, or does it matter?
So it does matter. It does matter. I would say, as I said at the start, 95% of what you foil, acetate, shedless glitter card, mirror card, acetate, I think I said that, vellum, it's all going to be paper craft foil. If you do get them mixed up, so I've got Aurora and I've got Silver Shimmer, but let's just say that you had Silver Shimmer in both.
If they're in the box, it's easy to tell because it's written on the box.
It is. It's on the box. So if I bring in the paper craft foil, so paper craft foil comes with a purple top that says P for paper. So you've got paper craft at the top. It also tells you, let me just turn that around.
On there, I just had a look.
Yep. Down at the bottom it tells you, and then if you turn it around, it even tells you your paper craft foil. Now, when it comes to your multi-purpose, let's get another one, because the one that I've got, which is mine...
Have you got one? I've got one here.
Have you got one here,
I'll show one
Brilliant.
here, because I can see straight away.
So it's exactly the same.
There you go. Look.
But it's pink.
That's not purple.
Nope.
There we go. It's coming down. It's coming. There we go. It's coming. There we go. Look. It's now gone to pink. And look. It says M. And then it says down here, multi-surface foil roll. There you go. So it's pink at the top with an M on.
Yeah.
and there you go.
But say, Corrine, the puppies come in, you've used the foil, and the dogs ran away with the actual packaging.
Oh, we all do that, don't we? We
all
try
do
to be
that.
efficient.
We all do that. So let's just say they're both exactly the same, and you're like, oh gosh.
They're very similar.
Very similar. But look at the inner tube.
Ah, yeah.
So your inner tube, so this one here with that grey, what grey is that? That dark brown, that craft, that is your multi-surface.
Right.
And then your paper craft tube is white.
Right,
So
okay.
all paper craft foil has a white inner tube. All the multi-surface foil has that brown craft inner tube. So it's on the packaging, but then if for whatever reason, hey, you might be lacking on space and you want to take them all out, maybe put a little band round there with the name on it, at least then that you know, certainly by colour of the inner tube, which one is which one.
Perfect. Thank you. That really, really helps. Okay, so you are loving what we got, and everything we're showing you are snapping up. So I've got some more deals. Yeah, can't get over how much metal you're getting in these. I've got a 60% saving here on 2 more background dies. I have got ornate swirls and softly swirling background. There we go. Easier for me to say. There we go. Ornate swirls and softly swirling. It wasn't easy for me to say. Aren't they beautiful? They are different, and you'll see this one is a lot, this one which is, oh sorry, ornate swirls is a lot more, it's quite a fine foil, whereas that one you'll see you've got much chunkier areas that are going to be foiled. So you can get, so they are very similar, but they're going to give really, really different results. Really, right, so they should be, again, there's a lot of metal there, that should be $88 more or less, but you're going to get these today for $35, or your platinum price will be $28. So it's another bargain, $14 for each of those. And when you pick them up and feel at how much metal, and one thing we haven't mentioned at all tonight, don't forget, if you shop over $99, you are going to get free shipping. These weigh a lot. So to get that, so if you did something like Foilpress and one of these sets, you've gone well over your 99 and you've saved your shipping. I think, you know, when you look at your shipping, shop savvy, and you know, if you are getting close to that shipping bit, you know, or getting up to that, close to that $99, and you think, well, why don't I put something in? It's going to knock the shipping off, so it's almost like getting extra money off the products that you want. We mustn't forget to remind you that if you want to check out your baskets, you need the items with the orange sticker for immediate dispatch. Don't have in your cart orange stickers and non-orange stickers. You need separate carts for those, separate orders. One of the orders is all your orange stickers, and one of your orders is everything else, because they're coming from different warehouses. Orange stickers from the US, dispatched immediately. Non-orange stickers from our UK, say dispatch, there's a delay, but actually it's now here in the UK, it's 21 minutes past 7 at night. The warehouse is closed. It's back open on Monday, so is there really a delay? Well, I'll leave that one to you to work out, but not really, because the minute it reopens, you're going to be getting them dispatched. So that'd be brilliant. Right, I've got another set of here. Now I couldn't see this. It says monogram all over it. These are your monogram foil stamp dies. So you've got this lovely, I'm sure Craig will tell us better. So you can see I've got this wreath that's going to foil, and I've got this area in here that's just like depressed. Little, doesn't go all the way through. Then I've got a little bit here, look, and it gives a top and a bottom. And then I've got another one that gives a couple of stripes with some gaps. But what we're going to give you is a full foil alphabet. And these little tiles will then fit perfectly into here, and into here, and into here. So there you go. You can now monogram foil everything that you want. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, if you want those today, instead of being $61 more or less, they are $24 today. Your platinum price for that, that's a full alphabet and the 3 different sorts of carriers to put them in, $19.20. That's absolutely mad prices. So yeah, make sure you snap those up. Nicole McDowell says, what type of foil should be used on CC mount board, please? Is that, yeah. Ooh, look at the face.
I wouldn't be tempted to put mount board through it.
Okay.
I
Too
would
thick.
not be tempted to put mount board in it. Do you know something? I've never ever done that before. I've not even attempted to try it, because for everything that I foil when it comes to materials and thinking of the combination when it comes to thickness, I just feel that would be too thick.
There's nothing you can remove to make it thinner,
There's
is
not,
there?
that's the thing.
There's nothing you can... If you were doing that on your Gemini, if you're doing mount board, you'd take at least your magnetic shim out, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
But there's nothing of that equivalent to remove.
No. What I'm going to do, because it is a really good question, I'm going to speak to, it'll be next week, I'm going to speak to the team and I'm going to see if we've got a spare foil press that I could test it on, and I would rather damage one of ours than damage one of yours. So I'm going to see if we've got a spare foil press, because I'm not even going to attempt to do it with my own. If we've got a spare one, what I'll do next week while I'm in here in between shows, I will test it on mount board. I can't guarantee it, because that's like me saying, for me to say it could break something is very, very thin. The actual chances of it is very thin, but you need to think about that thickness of mount board. So that could be something that would damage your foil press. So I don't want it to happen to you. So I'll speak nicely to the team. If we've got a spare one, I'll maybe even speak to Gemini John in the warehouse and see if he's got a spare one, and I'll try it for you. So I need to get the okay from the team first. And then when it comes to social, I'll maybe speak, if I find out the answer, I'll maybe speak nicely to Grace and see if we can share that answer in one of the groups, just to let you know. I'd rather, please don't you try it, let me try it, and we'll get to the bottom of that.
Oh, there you go. I don't think we could answer that even any fairer than that. Just wanted to tell you, these two foils that we showed you right at the beginning, the Aurora and the Holly, they've gone. Absolutely gone. They were £3.99. They have gone. And that is what is happening. You did it this afternoon when I was doing my flower forming. You were selling out of everything that we've got there. And then tonight you are selling out of that. Oh, our Grace says, yep, no problem, Craig.
Perfect. Thank you, Grace.
There you go. You've already got the nod off. Great. Right. Have you got something else you can show us?
Yes. So
everyone is loving this. The comments, I don't think I've seen one with so many questions. So this is, we are really shows that this show is so on point. Don't forget, we're back tomorrow.
Exactly,
as well.
That's exactly what I was just away to say. I'll be honest with you, I've actually done more foiling in this show than I intended to do, but what you guys are loving it. You want to see it. You need to see it before you purchase a foil press. So we will look at some of the other things again, but let's go back to our normal dies that you guys have got at home. Let's go back to what I still class as my favourite set ever to date, and that was our kind of like our border created card dies, our frame ones. So we're going
these
to go
are
in.
normal dies. These are nothing to do with the foil press.
No. So let's use the outer frame. So again, these are just your normal dies. So let's go in with our outer frame, Corrine. Let's use that one here. So
you're going to cut it first?
So this one I'm going to cut, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to foil the inner layer.
Right, okay.
But what I just wanted to do is I'm doing that now so you can see this is just a normal papercraft die. So we are cutting out that framework. So as that one comes out.
Grace says she's done 1 million shows, there's no exaggeration there, but never as many questions as this.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go. And do you know what, guys? Don't get me wrong. At first, it is a daunting thing. It really, really is. I'm asking you to get familiar with something that you've not done. It's technology, it's foiling, it's combining it with your Gemini. Get it out the box, start with the matrix. Follow the matrix and then just have a play. So many shows there on YouTube, which predominantly it's myself. The other thing to say is if you do have any questions and you send them to customer service, do that, but just let you know the answer that comes back to you is me. Customer service, Sharon and the team are incredible, but 9 times out of 10 they come to me with the question if it's foil press. So if you do contact them and do with foil press, the answer that they'll probably say, we spoke to Craig, Craig says, but it'll be me that answers. So hopefully that helps as well. So we've done our base foil that you can see here, our base cut. So we're going to go in with the inner layer that we've got, but we're not going to cut it. So what we're going to do with this one here is, when it comes to your normal dies, Corrine, yes, you can use the matrix as a guide.
Yeah.
But the difference with this, at first glance you think, oh, that's a lot to foil. You're actually not foiling a lot. It's only the tip of the designs.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need long on the foil press whatsoever. I'm going to do this at 8 seconds. I could probably get away with it at 6 seconds. Actually, do you know what? Let's do 6. Let's do 6. So let's go into 6. So I've got my foil ready to go. I've gone for the rose gold. So I'm going to go on. I'm going to put my carbon plate over the top and press start. So it's just the tip of the die cut design that we are wanting to heat up. So let's go. We've done 6. I thought maybe 8, but I thought let's try 6. So we're going to go shiny side down. I've got just enough that's going to cover it. And then I'm going to go in with another piece. Now, the good thing with the A5 platform and the Gemini 2 is my cardstock could stick out the sides and it doesn't matter. I was restricted with the Gemini Junior because your cardstock had to be wide enough just to go through. Whereas if we run that one through now, we're just going to feed it in.
It could be hanging out on all sides, couldn't it? And it'd be fine.
I always, just as a comfort for me, I grip it as I let it go in. That can go in any part of the Gemini because, of course, we don't need the extender plate. This is then going to come out. We're going to then lift this one up. No, it's worked perfect. You can see the impression. So what we can then do is take that off, and then we've got all that gorgeous foiling.
Wow. I thought for 1 minute I was like, it's not foiled, but actually it's like you say, it's the light.
It is, and I'm not bothered about that over foiling at the edge. Yes, I could have trimmed my foil down. However, remember with this set, Corrine, you get the inner die. So let's then come along, and I'm going to pop that in. Yeah, I could have trimmed my foil a bit shorter, but hey ho, you're going to do that at home. So you can then either use the inner die that you get with it. So we're now mixing and matching our foil press with our Gemini, and we're just going to then feed that one through. And just to say as well, this one, that one is just big enough to fit on your platform, so you could foil that if you want. So we're now going to bring this one in. Let's remove this out the way. So we could also, if we wanted to, I know it's rose gold, but let's just go in with a little bit of craft. So all that I'm going to do is have a look. So let's do 4. Now remember, you could also, using that waste technique I showed you, you could foil a blank piece of white cardstock with that rose gold and then cut it.
Yeah.
So you can then go in with a little matting layer and then bring that in, and then come along with your sentiment on there, or you know, maybe a little banner on there, or a stamped image that you've also die cut out. But then you've got the choice, if you don't want to use that outer die, say you wanted an even narrower framework, and you want to take away any of that excess foiling, then you can just come along, take it to the size that you want. Let's just trim that a little bit shorter, and again let's just go in and then let's just trim that a little bit shorter. I am literally eyeballing this, but it's giving you the idea and the inspiration that now take any of your create a card that I could have done it a lot smaller, but actually hey, you can see where I'm going with this one. Just start to build it up frame after frame, or let's go in and then let's just take that one 3 and a bit. What we can do is go into here, make that shallower. So again, now we've gone with that top piece. Instead of it being die cut, we've now foiled it. Come in here, colour inside, Zentangle inside, do whatever you want. That could be foiled if you want. That could
add your inks.
Add your inks, add your shimmer sprays. But then that could be your silver, it could be your green, it could be whatever you want it to be. But now you're using your normal wafer thin dies any companies, as long as it fits on that platform, and then you can now start to mix and match them, bring them together, tie them together, use them separate, whatever way you want.
Absolutely perfect. Right, some lovely comments. Jeffrey Langley, it's been the most outstanding demo and information day today. Included all the questions. Excellent job from all. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. That really is appreciated. I love this one. Stephanie Theodore says, woohoo, bought myself a backup foil press. I don't ever want to be without one. Sorry, I've missed what you were saying.
Okay.
What did
Don't
you say?
worry. Don't you worry. I seen your pictures on Instagram and I shared them, and then I seen your flowers when I came into the studio. What you done in your show was absolutely epic.
We had fun. We had fun.
Absolutely beautiful. They're really well.
Thank you. That was very kind. Sorry, I was so busy with the question. So busy. Hubby said, get it. He must be losing his mind. There you go. Absolutely brilliant. I think we might have this one. Cindy said, is there anything you can use in place of the top plate if you can't get any replacements in the regular size? I think we might have some top plates. Is that what we're looking at, top plates? We've got a foiling platform. Is that completely different? 9x12 foiling platform. What's this one then?
So this one, what we've done, Corrine, is instead of using the foil press that I'm using, and instead of using the extender plate for your white Gemini, what we've done is we came in with a much bigger platform. So you don't need the extender plate, but as you can see by that, it's a huge one. Now it just slots into your actual base of your foil press. It's 9x12. So instead of using that one, which you can still use, but this one is a much bigger one, and it just slots in as well. So you can do. We don't do bigger foil press stamps or anything like that. That wasn't the intention. The intention was being able to foil more at one time, but it does take away the need of the extender plate if you were using the white Gemini. So you can still use it for, if you're wanting to do multiple foiling at once, then that's a good thing to do, and it still goes straight in. I do like mine, but for me, Corrine, I like to do set things at a time, one at a time. Yeah. You know, because then I have to think.
Isn't it?
It is. Right, so I'm foiling that card, I'm foiling that card, I'm going to do this piece of cardstock. It doesn't sit easy for me in my mind. I prefer do one thing at a time. But if you want to do multiple things, it's a bit like the Pro. It's a foil press version of the Gemini Pro. Yeah. Think of it that way.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Do you know, this is a quick question, really quick question. Stephanie says, when was the original launch of the foil press?
So it launched just before I joined here. I've been here four and a half years. And
so within the last 5 years,
I'd say about 5 years, yeah.
There you go, there you go. Not sure why she needed that, but there we go. Right, so we're just going to give Craig a chance to reset. We've got a few more questions to come through. Give you time to check out your baskets, because honestly, we're not just saying it, things are selling out, and they're selling out fast. You are loving it. It's been a really, really busy day. So we're just going to tell you all about why we're doing these shows, because of our warehouse closure.
Hello, crafters. We've got some really exciting news in the works here at Crafters Companion. So I've dug out my hard hat and I've popped down to our UK warehouse to give you the lowdown. Now, we do listen to you guys, and we know that delivery times have been an issue for our crafty community, so we're doing something about it. The team is getting ready to set up a new and improved state-of-the-art system right here in our global distribution hub. This new picking and packing facility means we'll be able to process orders and ship them to you faster and more efficiently than ever before. This means less time waiting for parcels to arrive and more time getting stuck into your next creative project. While we get this new world-class service up and running, there'll be a few temporary changes. So here's what you need to know. Our UK warehouse will shut down for a week while the team sets up the new system. Don't worry, you can continue to shop as normal on the Crafters Companion website. You'll just wait a little longer for your orders to arrive. US crafters, listen up. We'll be able to send you guys some orders from our warehouse in California. These will be delivered as normal, so look out for this label on the site. If you're waiting for your parcel to arrive, don't worry, we'll keep you crafting. Join the Crafters TV team every day to find out how to make the most of your craft collection. With a different theme and tutorials every day, craft your stash with us to find fresh, creative inspiration in your paper pads, inks, and more. Right, that's enough from me now. I'm going to leave the guys here to get cracking. If you need any more info, head over to the Crafters Companion website and don't forget to tune in to Crafters TV. I'll see you there.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Yeah. Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Well, I don't know if you're all talking to each other. So many questions. Two things. So right, we have Cindy, the one we were talking about earlier. It says, is there anything you can use in place of the top plate if you can't get any replacements in the regular size? So I think we can answer that. That was Cindy.
Cindy, right, Cindy. If you can't get your A5 one, go for the extender plate. If that's the only one we've got in stock, because technically it can still go through your Gemini 2, so it's an optical sensor. So if you can't get the A5 carbon plate for the foil press, go for the extender plate until you're managed to get your hands on it.
It just means you can't use it in your junior, basically. That's the only difference. So it's exactly the same. There we go. Anne asked about the monograms.
Yes.
We need to do a reel on that because it just takes a little bit more trickiness, and we don't want to do it here. So we don't have time.
It is it's a time-consuming thing to set up to show you and do, and it's not tricky at parts, but there's a few moving bits to it. So lots of you have asked. We're going to do. Grace has very kindly says that we'll get some time set up where we'll do like a reel or a video. So it will be coming, and that will go out on social.
There we go. We're going to do that. So yeah, we've definitely, because of all your comments, it's been agreed we're going to do some reels. Right now, look, this is probably the most asked question. Oh, I'll ask this one first. Susan says, does the larger plate fit in the foil press tote bag? By that she means the 9x11 extended ones. And we've just had a look.
Yeah, we've just had a look. So this is my carry case. So unfortunately, the large 9x12 platform doesn't fit because you have to take into account the actual heat connector and also the handle. But this is the actual tote bag. Everything else does fit in here. So this is my one. I've got a couple like spare plates. This is probably from like 4.5 years ago, notes when I first started using my foil press. I don't even need it anymore because I know a lot of it off by heart. I've got extra shims in there. I've got all my heat-proof grips that we've got in here. I keep them in here. You do get the zip pockets so that if you're wanting to keep bits in there, then you can do. You have also got an additional pocket in there.
Can you put your foils in there?
You have got, that's where on this side here, you've got your bungee cord. So you can put your foils in there as well, so you can keep them all organised.
Everything's been thought out, hasn't it?
It has.
So we've just tried it, and we've got like a Gemini plate, 9x12 plate in. It came out the top, so I was like, oh, it could, and then Craig went, no, because it's got a handle and the sensors on the end. So please don't try and do that, because I'd hate you to damage the connection on the end. Right now, this is probably most asked for. Susie T said, beautiful, can you do the waist from that big die? And Kegel said, I'd love to see the waist. Lots of you saying, please can we do the waist of that last one that you just did. So yeah, that's the next question then. Right. We would like to see the waist, please.
Let's do it then. Right, so let's get that. So we're reset right at the beginning there.
So again, this is another one. Write down the plate combinations if you're watching this and you don't know them. Then another chance for you to see it.
So when I refer to the waste technique, that's when we're using the waste, or this is the same configuration if you're wanting to foil your die cut pieces. So we refer to it as the waste technique. So I've got my carbon plate, I've got my piece of waste. I have also got 2 shims of 300 GSM cardstock. Doesn't have to be your good expensive cardstock, as long as it's about 300 GSM, and I've got 2 of them, so they're 600. And then you'll also need your magnetic shim from your Gemini. I use one for foil press, one for die cutting. You can use the same one. It's just purely down to not having to worry about remembering them each time. So what we're going to do now, with the waste technique, whether it is the big background, whether it's the mediocre, or whether it's a small piece, we're going to go up to 1 minute 10, because it's about the amount of time that is on the platform. We're still on low, we've always been on low, and I've only ever been on low when it comes to the heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in, so we're going to go shiny side down. So then therefore that glued side, which I like the thought of that, is facing upwards. We're then going to go in with a piece of cardstock that we are going to foil. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bulk that out with a couple of the shims. We're then going to go in with our magnetic shim, and then we're going to go in with our carbon plate. We're then going to come in and do start. So this is really this one. And when you are foiling your die cut piece, these are really the only 2 techniques where you layer everything together and then you do the countdown. Everything else that you've seen, you'll have seen me put the foil press stamp on, and then I do the countdown. Then what I do is I then come along and then put the actual cardstock together, and then we can go in with the carbon plate. Now Liam just said something in my ear there about mirror card, and I didn't catch that, Liam.
He said, if you run out of mirror card, could you just foil straight onto a solid piece of card?
Absolutely.
Or if you didn't have, if you were wanting to do layers, that means that you can now perfect colour match, can't you?
So all that you would do is, instead of that being a waste piece of foil, all that you would just do is lay down a piece of foil the size you want.
Yeah.
And then you would follow exactly the same. So there's for if, say I wanted to foil that, then of course I could do it. Ideally, what I would do is I would die cut then foil, but what you could do is you could just foil a piece of cardstock using it this way and then cut it afterwards. So you've got that option if you want. So it's a really good question, that one, Liam, really good question. So that's beeped now to say that we're ready to go. Slide it out, and then what we're going to do is feed it in. Now you've got a lot of pressure here, so really do, when I say really do, hold on to it. At first it might be like, I don't want that, but just hold on to it, let it do its running through, and then as it comes out that other end, what we can then do is then bring this up. So there's all my layers. Let's just do them all one by one so you can see my 2 shims, and then I've got my waste. Now at first you're thinking, oh my gosh, look at that, that's it, looks great, and it does. But what we're then going to do is then we can then come along, take that top piece, just cut the top piece, but there's our waste.
Wow.
Already done. Those scratches there, that was in my foil, by the way, because I've just been throwing it about the box.
We didn't know, and you threw it in the bin, didn't you? Screwed up.
Threw it out, threw it in the bin.
How gorgeous is that?
So you've got that. So then what you could do, Corrine, with that specific die set that I've used, you can then come along with your outline die, if that piece was a little bit bigger, or what you simply do is come in with one of your nesting dies, or come in with your guillotine.
Just a circle or a rectangle die would look amazing.
That would look really cool, actually, because even although the shape is a rectangle, does not mean that you have to keep it as a rectangle. I'm going quite close there to the edges. But if I refer back to this one again, Corrine, let's move that one in. So let's say that was a matting layer. We had that like that there, but what you could do if you wanted to, you can then come in there instead, maybe with a different matting layer that you can see here, and then start to build your card up.
I'd be tempted to do a bigger craft and then a white or something.
Yeah, but you've got that option.
Perfect.
You've got that option, of course. Then what you could do cut an aperture with the die that comes included. That could then go to the back, then you can have a shaker or you can have a front. That could be vellum. It's so many different materials that you can do. And as I said before, you know, I've foiled way more than I initially planned to for this Stars and Stripes shows, and we've focused on cardstock for those that are wanting that refresh or are going to go in with that foil press bundle that we've got today. But that isn't even the proper show with myself and Corrine. That's tomorrow, and that is the Craft Your Stash, where we're just going to do a lot more.
Yeah, perfect. In that show tomorrow, Kimberly says, please can you do a demonstration on the 9x12?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that tomorrow.
Brilliant.
I actually think, I'm not sure if we've got one across here in the UK anymore, but I've got mine at home, so I will remember to bring mine in tomorrow and we will do something on it.
Okay, perfect. Where are we? Anne says, that's a nice bag, she's glad she ordered it, and by the way, Grace has already booked in your reel.
Oh, she's already agreed it, right. Oh, well, there you go then.
There you go.
I'll go check my emails, Grace.
Check your emails. Right, now, just listen, I'm just going to read this carefully. Could you cut a magnetic shim into, for example, an oval, so your background foils only the oval on your cardstock? So what I think she's saying is you only put the pressure. You could, rather than cut it into your magnetic shim, I'd be tempted to cut your cardstock just to that pressure, to the shape you wanted. Because I've seen that done with, so if you had you know your 2 pieces of waste card, cut that to a shape and lay it over the top. Then you're only going to get pressure where that shape is.
Oh, I see.
So that means that the foil that's outside of that shape won't foil. So that is an answer. I wouldn't be cutting your magnetic shims because they're expensive.
No.
I would do it with your waste cardstock.
Give that a shot. Give that
we
a
can
shot.
try
it's all
that.
about trialing it. The key thing is as well, it's no different from your die cutting plates. If the Gemini doesn't like it, it's just going to spit it back out, not literally.
I truly think I have covered all of the questions. I really, really hope we have. If there's anything missing, then please, please watch back tomorrow. But what I can't reiterate enough, I'm sure we'll have some at the start of the show tomorrow because we've got Play Your Crafts Right first, but we might not have that many left tomorrow, is getting your Gemini foil press. If this show is repeated overnight and you all keep watching it, there's a real possibility that this might not be here tomorrow. This is your foil press. This is the one that Craig's been using all day, and it should be nearly $160, but you're going to get it today for $111.99. But your platinum price is going right down, $89.59. It's an amazing value for money. So you're getting everything you needed. I showed you earlier. You're getting all the bits. You're getting the foil press, the plates. You're getting some dies. You're getting some foil. You're getting all your tweezers and your heat-sensitive bits. Look, you that little cooling mat that you saw in Craig's bag. You've got that carbon plate. You've got them all. You've got everything in there. All you need to add is your crafty imagination, and you're ready to go. But we've shown you loads and loads of extra dies and foils today. Obviously, some of the foils have sold out, but you know, please make sure you get what you want while it's on. And potentially, we've got nearly 4 hours worth of inspiration again tomorrow. I don't know if Craig's actually worked that one out.
I never actually, but you're right.
We've got Play Your Crafts Right. And then we've got 2 hours on the craft stash. So, because if we're not doing that on Play Your Crafts Right, I'm not sure what else we're doing.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Do you know what we might do, actually, Corrine, is what we've done within this show, we might extend that slightly into Play Your Crafts Right, because there's a few other bits I didn't get to show you, and then bam, when we go into Craft Your Stash, what we'll do is then we'll do lots of more technique, because I've got those background dies. Foil onto one piece of card, foil onto the other, take the waste from one, sit it over top the other, do a drop shadow, run it through, There's one, it looks epic.
Wow.
Using your stitched edge circle nesting dies to create inner frame rings with your foil press. Then you can put a circle topper or sentiment in the middle there.
Wow.
So I've got all of these that I want to show you within the actual Craft Your Stash, where that's really going to be heavy base technique. And like you with flower forming, I'm not necessarily going to be using what's just been on this show here. I'm going to open it up to all of what I've got from the last few years, so it'll be fun.
Perfect. Okay, so I just need to show you this one as well, because there won't be another mention of this now, because we're gone out of here in a few minutes. This is your pick of the day. So we won't be, this will be gone by 1 minute to 11 tomorrow, because then it will be on our weekend wonder. So what we're doing is we're saying, buy one pack of your 24 pens. Remember, that is 72 colours, and we're going to give you your second pack for absolutely nothing. You're going to get that free. That's 72 colours total for free. These are your bullet nibs, so they're absolutely brilliant. So you're going to, you're absolutely going to get the best colour. You're getting your 3 colour blends all the way through. So if I show you this one, what have I got? I've got Jade Green, JG1, JG3, JG7. Wow, which one should I have picked? Oh, you've got, these are your, oh, I was saying there, look, those are your normals. These are your brushes. Wasn't there. These are your brushes. You've even got, the box doesn't say brushes, does it?
No, someone's put the wrong ones in there.
It's 2 tri-blend. Right, no. Okay, I'm not going to open that box. It's 2 boxes of tri-blend. It's all the colours of the tri-blends. I'm so sorry, that confused me for a minute. Yeah, they're those colours in the tri-blend. So I was looking this one. What you're going to, I know this one's right. What you're going to, I've still found Jade Green. There we go. You've got 4, 5 and 7. So what you can do is you can do that perfect blend across the 3 shades of colours. And you've seen so many videos of how to do these. So you make sure you get those. Now, because it's a pick of the day, you're also going to get double points. So it's as if you're buying one and we're giving you the other one for free, but we're still giving you the points for it. So, I mean, you couldn't ask for any more. $119.99, or your platinum price is $95.99. Make sure you pick that up, because that won't be an offer when we come live tomorrow. Craig, I'm exhausted. I think I'm off to go and have a glass of wine, I think. Definitely. And put my feet up. And I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock.
You will do.
Good.
Yeah, you will do. Sorry, I'm confused. I'm looking at my screen here. Have we got an additional camera angle? Have we got a new camera angle?
You've got Liam. Have you not been watching? He's been using the Magic Gemini camera.
I just noticed it's the one that I can see that you're seeing now, and then I can also see what we would see close up, as we would say. And then now I've got, oh no, I don't like that. Oh no, what camera is that? Oh, he's got a secret camera. Oh, don't like that one. Thank you. It's always a blast when I get to get all these other images of me off the screen there. It's always great when I come along and do the foil press. I know you guys love it. Thank you so much for all these comments as well. Thank you, Grace, for keeping up for them. And thank you for you, Corrine. And we'll do it again tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. And it's back in with our Grace. She's a busy bee. It's back with Grace tomorrow. It's Grace. Oh, she's going to be busy. She's not going out tonight, she's just told me. No.
She's too skint because she's always on holiday.
She's going out Sunday night, so she's saving it all. Yeah, there we go. Right, I shall see you all tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, bright and breezy. And please, if you've got any questions, send them in. We'll do what we can, but please just bear in mind that we can only craft with what we've got here. So yeah, we'll do answer as many of your questions as we can. So until tomorrow, have a lovely evening, and we'll see you later. Good night.
Bye, toodles.